Good morning, everybody. My name is Chase Davidson. This is Donna Todor. You may recognize us from our Kungsleden hike in the north of Sweden. If you haven't seen that series of videos, I suggest following the link in the description below and check that out. But otherwise, stay tuned as we're hiking up Slieve League in Donegal, Ireland. These are known as the highest sea cliffs in all of Europe. So we'll check it out together. The first thing I want to point out is the parking behind us. It is pay and display. It's €5 for 2 hours and €15 for the whole day. Now that's quite expensive for parking, especially for us. So we decided to park down at our bed and breakfast that we stayed at last night, which is the Slieve League B&B. And now we're just gonna do the extra walk to get up to the top parking. For some reason today, that parking is not accessible, whereas last time I was here it was. So a little bit extra, maybe a kilometer or two, but that's okay. Either way, we're heading up there. We are working our way up Slieve League now with the beautiful mountain behind us. And so far it's all just been rock steps going up. We expected a bit like this at the beginning, but we're thinking as we get further on, it's gonna turn into more boggy and a little bit muddy because we've had quite a bit of rain the last few days. I mean, Ireland. The wind is picking up and it began hailing for a second there. I'm gonna try and take some cover here. Get the camera put away. I don't know, it's not much. As you just saw, we got hit with a little bit of a hailstorm where we managed to take some shelter behind a rock and get out of it. It was just one cloud that passed by and it looks like we got blue skies coming now, so hopefully it will dry off. And just like that, it's like there was no rain today. It is back to beautiful sunny weather. We're drying off, we're warmed up again. We've made it to our halfway point here. And now we gotta go up and over to get to the summit of Slieve League. Okay, so as you can see, the trail has got a bit more difficult than what we first started on, and the trail's clearly marked. As you can't see the trail, there is markers or cairns to look out for, but we'll keep going and see if it gets any worse. We have just met up with the other trail that brings you to the top of Slieve League. So we came from over here up that ridge. You may be able to see some people hiking up to the top over there. But as you can see, this trail is much easier. We're gonna be heading up this way now to the top where we'll grab some lunch. But on the way back, we're gonna make a round trip out of it and take this trail down. We'll go past a small little waterfall and then eventually end up at the Airbnb where we started our journey today. We just have to traverse the small ridge here, and then we're at the final summit. It is really windy once we get over there, so I won't be able to talk to the camera, but I will try and show you the best views that I possibly can. want to point out one thing. I know I said it is the highest cliffs in Europe, and people might be wondering, is it actually? Norway technically has the highest sea cliffs in Europe, and Faroe Islands is number 2. Even Ireland has another island called Achill Island that has higher sea cliffs. But these are the most accessible, and that's why they get the reference of being the highest sea cliffs in Europe. Now you know. All right, guys, so that wraps up our trip to Slievelige, the highest cliffs, the highest accessible cliffs in Europe. All in all, I'd say it was a great hike. How do you think?
Yeah, it was
Beautiful. This was the parking lot behind me that you can park at and go directly to the top, but you won't get the views that we had at the beginning of our hike. So we did the round trip one. We're just walking back now to our Airbnb there. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe and check out other videos on my channel. Oh my god, you're so cute! We have just come from over here and we have connected. That was ridiculous.